I've got to share a story about Secretary Granholm because you just can't make this stuff up. And NPR reported this story, which makes it even more rich. So Secretary Granholm took a 4-day EV propaganda road trip on the taxpayer's dime. That turned into an absolute nightmare for the secretary. At a stop in Georgia, there was only one available EV charging station for the secretary's motorcade. So what did she do? Well, they had the Department of Energy, their advance team, who were traveling in gas-powered vehicles, I might add. They had that advance team go in and reserve a spot while others waited in long lines, battling the summer heat. Rightfully, a family that was traveling with a baby actually called the police on Secretary Granholm and her advance team. Earlier this year, Granholm stated, and I quote, "We can all learn from what China is doing," end quote, regarding climate policies. Well, let's just talk about what China is doing, because that is about as laughable as the story about her failed propaganda trip. China emits 30% of the world's global emissions. They emit more than the developed world combined. They emit more than the United States, the EU, and Japan combined. By far the largest polluter in the world. My friends across the aisle, they'll say nothing to criticize China, by the way. China's coal-fired power plants generate more than 23% of all forms of U.S. energy combined. And they are allowed to increase their emissions through 2030 under the laughable Paris Climate Accords. We could all laugh at this if it wasn't for the devastating effects that Democrats' climate policy has on the working class in America and for our competitive edge on our #1 adversary on the world stage, and that is China. With that, I reserve.